up, what up? I bet you thought I wouldn't be back. I bet you thought, oh, he's just doing that one episode. I'm at least doing two. I'm at least doing another one here. It's July 15th, 2025. It's Dog Hole News for July. Hello, Mortis. Hello, Slushy. Thank you for being here live. For anyone watching the VOD, thank you for watching. I feel like I'm very loud. I'm peaking. Let me just turn myself down a little bit here. Very excited. I'm very excited to talk about so many things. I never know the order of things. I know the ending order of things, but front loading. Let's talk about something a little interesting here. A Denver Dino Museum. How have you all been? I don't think I've streamed since the last Dog Hole News. It's been a month. Over a month. Anyway, a Denver Dino Museum makes a find deep under owned parking lot, like a hole-in-one from the moon. Look at this. Oops, nope. Pictures only, please. Look at that. Dino spine. In Denver, a museum known for its dinosaur displays has made a fossil bone discovery closer to home than anyone ever expected. It came from a hole drilled more than 750 feet. The hole to hell. Deep to study geothermal heating, potential for the Denver Museum of Natural Nature and Science. The museum is popular with dinosaur enthusiasts of all ages. Full-size dinosaur skeletons amaze kiddos barely knee-high to a parent, much less to a Tyrannosaurus. You ever been here, Mortis? Been out there? This latest find is not so visually impressive. What? Well, it's kind of visually impressive. It's not. I guess it's not. Even so, the odds of finding the hockey puck-shaped fossil sample were impressively small. With a bore only a couple of inches wide, museum officials struggled to describe just how unlikely it was to hit a dinosaur, even in a region with a fair number of such fossils. Maybe I need some water. Can't fucking talk already. Finding a dinosaur bone and a core is like hitting a hole-in-one from the moon. It's like winning the Willy Wonka factory. It's incredible. It's super rare, says James Hagedorn, the museum's curator of geology. Only two similar finds have been noted in borehole samples anywhere in the world, not to mention on the grounds of a dinosaur museum. This is pretty cool. I like the connection, obviously. Denver Dino Museum makes several tortured metaphors. A vertebrae of a smallish plant-eating dinosaur is believed to be the source. How do you know? You're guessing a lot from this. That's... Come on. Come on. I need Cyrap to explain to me how you can get a plant-eating dinosaur from that. From that? It lived in the late Cretaceous period, around 67.5 million years ago, and the asteroid impact brought the long era of dinosaurs to an end about 66 million years ago. So this is one of the last dinosaurs, they're telling me. Fossilized vegetation was found in the borehole near the bone. So because it was laying in plants, is that what you're guessing? This animal's living was probably a swampy environment that would have been heavily vegetated at the time, said Patrick. I can't do it. I was going to. I stopped. I didn't commit. Patrick O'Connor, curator of vertebrate paleontology at the Denver Museum of Nature and Science. Dinosaur discoveries in the area over the years include portions of Tyrannosaurus rex and Triceratops types fossils. This is one of Denver's deepest and oldest, yes, O'Connor said. Other experts in the field vouched for the fine's legitimacy, but with mixed reactions. It's a surprise, I guess. Scientifically, it's not that exciting, said Thomas Williamson, curator of paleontology at the New Mexico Museum of Natural History in Albuquerque. Well, he's jealous you didn't find it at your museum, you dipshit. You're jealous that Denver Dino Museum found it and you didn't. There's no way to tell exactly what species of dinosaur it is. Okay, maybe I do agree with him. I agree with this guy, actually. The find is absolutely legit and very cool. This is the state of journalism. Aaron LeCount, me, Director of Education Programs of the Dinosaur Ridge Track Site just west of Denver, said by email. The fossil shape suggests it was a duck-billed dinosaur. How? A smaller but somewhat similar species. The borehole fossil is now on display in the Denver Museum of Nature and Science, of course, but there are no plans to look for more. Why? Why wouldn't you keep digging? I would love to dig a 663-foot hole in the parking lot to excavate the dinosaur, but I don't think it's going to fly because we really need parking. Is that a joke? Like, why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you keep digging? All right, All Star Game is tonight, folks. For anyone that cares, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and they're going to debut Robot Empires. Another step towards possible regular season use in 2026. They are continuing to ruin baseball every year. I can't wait. Just let someone else play the game. Just AI generate a baseball game. Fuck it. Who gives a shit? Making worse and worse decisions ever since 2020 with regards to Major League Baseball, and it sucks. Tariq Skubal views the strike zone differently than robot umpires. I have this thing where I think everything is a strike until the umpire calls it a ball. Detroit's uh, Cy Young Award winner said ahead of his start for the American League in Tuesday night's All-Star game, just tonight. MLB is experimenting with the automated ball strike system in the minor leagues since 2019 and will use it in an All-Star game for the first time this summer. Each team gets 2 challenges and retains the challenge if it is successful. Pitchers think everything is a strike. Then you go back and look at it and it's 2, 3 balls off, says Pittsburgh's Paul Skeens, starting his second straight All-Star game for the National League, said Monday. We should not be the ones that are challenging it. MLB sets the top of the automated strike zone at 53.5% of the batter's height and the bottom of 27%. Basing the decision at the midpoint of the plate, 8.5 inches from the front, 8.5 inches from the back. That contrasts with the rulebook zone called by umpires, which says the zone is a cube. I did start a few rehab starts. My apologies. I did a few rehab starts with it. I'm okay with it. I think it works, said Clayton Kershaw of the Dodgers. Aaron Judge and Jose Altuve should have different sized boxes. They obviously thought about that. As long as that gets figured out, I think it'll be fine. And our baseball commissioner, Rob Manfred, anticipates the system will consider the sport's 11-man competition committee, which includes 6 management representatives. Many pitchers have gravitated to letting their catchers and managers trigger ball strike appeals. Teams won 52.2% of the challenges during the spring training test. Batters won exactly 50% of their 596 challenges. And the defense 54% with the catchers, 56% of the catchers successful 56% of the time, and pitchers 41%. And our Hall of Famer Joe Torre, an honorary coach, favors the system. After his managing career, he worked for MLB and helped supervise expanded video review in 2014. You couldn't ignore all the technology out there. You couldn't sit and make an excuse for it. Look at what really happened the next day. Right. But now, 84, Torre recalls how his Yankees team benefited at least twice from zone calls in the postseason, involving the strike zone. With the 1998 World Series opener tied and the bases loaded with 2 outs in the 7th inning, Tino Martinez took a 2-2 pitch from San Diego's Mark Langston that appeared to be a strike but was called a ball by Richie Garcia. Martinez hit a grand slam on the next pitch for a 9-5 lead, and the Yankees went on to a 4-game sweep. Asked whether he was happy there was no robot umpire then, Torre grinned and said possibly. Then he added without prompt, well, not to mention the home run that Jeter hit. His reference was to Derek Jeter's home run in the 1996 AL Champions Series opener when 12-year-old fan Jeffrey Mayer reached over the wall and snatched a ball above the glove over Baltimore right fielder Tony Tarasco. Now, I don't like the idea of robot empire. Do you? What do you think? We got another critter news here. Or critter news. I clicked on this. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. But this turtle's adorable. It's like Gamera. It's got those ridges. Fucking sick. Endangered turtles share this Mexican beach with SpaceX rocket debris, and the company says there's no risk of harm. Of course. Why would they? Adorable, though. The debris arrives in the rocket's wake. Melted plastics, aluminum, and pieces of blue adhesive. It all ends up stranded on the sands of Baghdad Beach in northern Tamaulipas, Mexico, home to endangered species of sea turtle. Just across the border lies Starbase, SpaceX's launch pad and company town. Since November, Conibio Global, a small Conibio Global, a small non-governmental organization, has taken on a daunting task, cleaning up trash from SpaceX, one of the most powerful companies in the world. Is that just Ibarra? Jesus Elias Ibarra, founder of Conibio Global, told CNN that in November 2024 he witnessed one of SpaceX's launches and saw one of the rocket boosters fall into the Gulf of Mexico. That time, Ibarra says people arrived in at least 3 helicopters and more than 10 boats just a few hours later to clean it up. CNN reached out to SpaceX to ask if they were responsible for the cleanup. In May, however, there was another launch with more debris. Gamera is really neat. Gamera is made of turtle meat. We've been eating Gamera. This time, the activist claims millions of particles ended up contaminating the area on the Mexican side. Ibarra said that a few days later, the organization collected more than a ton of waste in the area of 500 meters. And half a kilometer out of the 40 kilometers of shoreline, we already collected 1 ton of trash. We are a very small group. It is impossible to clean everything. Ibarra said that Conibio Global handed the debris to the Mexican government's Environmental Protection Agency, Profipa. Right? Profipa? In response to the inquiries from CNN, SpaceX referred to what they published on social media on June 26, where they claim to have offered resources and support for cleanup efforts. The company claimed they have also requested local and federal assistance from the Mexican government for debris recovery. Under the Outer Space Treaty, SpaceX is entitled to have its debris returned. It's the debris. I can see how this could be a problem for these little turtles, yeah. The statement added that the company had performed tests that they claimed confirmed that there are no chemical, biological, or toxicological risks associated with flotsam and jetsam. Good words, by the way, of a typical SpaceX launch. CNN can contact the authorities of Tamaulipas and Presidency of Mexico about SpaceX's offer and is awaiting response. Ibarra said that Conibio Global has not any contact with the company. Marlon Sorge, Executive Director of the Aerospace Corporation's Center for Orbital and Reentry Debris Studies, CORDS, told CNN in an email that it's best not to touch space debris if found. Although a lot of debris is not hazardous, spaceflight-related vehicles can contain hazardous chemicals and materials. Be aware that it's not worth the risk to touch a piece of debris, and it could interfere with important investigations. So don't clean up this junk. Space junk. Probably gonna have more and more space junk, aren't we? Some of the objects found during cleanup operations at Barra said are solid and spongy plastics, a type of rubber with a consistency similar to cork, aluminum with SpaceX labels, pieces of plastic bubble wrap, steel tubes, and pieces of a blue colored adhesive, like my sticky tack that I use. Some of this trash, Barra predicted, could end up being ingested by Kemp's Ridley turtles. Finally, we're getting to the turtles. An endangered species of sea turtle that inhabits the area. On its website, SpaceX says it's committed to minimizing the impact and improving the environment whenever possible, highlighting agreements with various U.S. agencies and the Texas government. This goes on and on, don't it? When we get to the... Oh, okay, it's just a little bit more here. At the recent explosion of a SpaceX rocket on June 19th, the NGO reported that large fragments appeared in Mexican territory the next morning. We already know that. Quintabio follows SpaceX social media announcements to know when there will be launches and goes to the sites to collect evidence of debris that they know will fall. They say this happens in the northern area of Baghdad Beach and on a parcel communal farming land and nearby Matamoros. Following persistent public complaints, Mexico President Claudia Sheinbaum spoke at her daily conference on June 25th. Sheinbaum said that her government had found that there was new pollution at the impact of rocket launches in general will be reviewed in order to take action. Barrow is a veterinarian and director of the Marine Turtle Program at Connie Global, said that he believes that vibrations generated by the rockets compact the sand or the turtle nest and prevent them from emerging. He said at least 300 hatchlings have died. Jesus. Poor little guys. There's vegetation that the last explosion burned the entire edge of the Rio Bravo, and the pipes broke many trees which fell near a small population of people. He added in several border cities between Tamaulipas and Texas, and it was reported that minor damage to houses due to vibrations from the rockets. The debris there. SpaceX says they care, but they don't really do anything about it, but they also don't want you to touch it and clean it up. The debris is still there. It's no longer visible as photos because the tides have been burying it, but it's there and it has to be removed sooner or later. And these poor little turtles that are endangered and the crossfire. In happier news, Fuamoko last night made their debut with Hollow Earth. Some sort of, what do you call them? Survival crafting game. Horrible game. Horrible broadcast. Some of the worst streamers I've ever seen in my life. As I was saying last night a little bit, I don't. They're so bad at video games. I don't know if it's part of the bit. Cyraper says it's not. I think it's like, what do I do now? What am I supposed to do for news now, Wuffians? What do we talk about now? Like, you can drag that out, sure. That makes our broadcast easy. What is it? How much of it is real? How much of it is an act? What is funny though, I don't have a screen cap of it, but when they were in the crafting mode, this is the same game. There's a fashion shit, but anyway, they have a crafting mode. When you bring up your items to craft, they your character pops up kind of where Fuamoko are right now, as if they are a VTuber. And so it was popping up behind them. And the chat kept thinking, who is third person? Oh, I thought there was third new person behind Fuamoko. Who's new person? Who's the new person? That was something, I guess. The game looks terrible. Hollow Earth looks bad. Looks boring. Really plain. Literally, like void. Like an empty plane. Like there's nothing going on. all the textures are plain. Looks like shit. But apparently, as can be seen here, and I'm not one to talk. I buy Fortnite skins on occasion, sure. But this is a virtual sweatshirt in this game no one plays, and they're selling them for real currency. And I guess people are buying them. A thing about the act in particular is they were in the virtual shop, right? More this. Yeah. Well, I'm sure this is gonna have a virtual sweatshop too. Okay, so they have a virtual shop, and you can set prices. You can set an amount, so you can make like a really, really artificial scarcity here, where you can set how many you want to be able to sell, right? And so what I'm getting at is part of the. I hope I'm explaining myself clearly. They're like, hey, Wolfians, how many should we sell? Should we just sell 500? Should we sell? Should we sell 1,500? 1,000? I don't know, Wolfians. Like, do they know ahead of time really the number that's agreed upon? Cause it's like corporate shit, isn't it? And then they're just dragging that part out for fucking 10 minutes. Oh, Wolfians, I don't know. I don't know what feelings, how much we should sell, or how many we should sell. They, I don't know if they made it on they made it publicly available for the first time on stream, but I wasn't watching the beginning to know if they actually like created it during the broadcast. So I don't know. They pop up on my timeline now on YouTube when they're live, and if I happen to be on YouTube and I see it, I click it. You know, I'm usually like rolling my eyes very quickly. It makes me laugh, but they're awful. All right, werewolf news. Slushy, it's werewolf news. I don't know if you ever seen werewolf news before. It's where we scour the world for werewolf news. Ah, woo! This week's werewolf news. Man arrested for robbery claims victim was a werewolf. This is in Salt Lake City. A man was booked into Salt Lake City County Jail on Saturday after police said he assaulted a victim claiming that they were a werewolf. Jose Manuel Perez, 24, was booked on one felony account of aggravated robbery. Booking documents filed by Salt Lake City Police state that the investigation began around 2:15 p.m. after they received multiple calls reporting an assault in progress at a business where Perez and the victim were getting lunch. The documents do not state the exact location where this occurred. The victim attempted to flee multiple times, but Perez kept them restrained in the chokehold. He then pulled out a wooden stake with a nail in it, telling the victim that they are a werewolf and he was going to pierce their heart. Not usually how you deal with a werewolf. Fortunately, the victim was able to escape, but Perez ran off with their backpack, which officers later found in possession after taking him into custody. Police also found several rocks in Perez's pocket. I keep them. These are my pocket rocks. He told police he carried them out of fear the victim was going to attack him. Then he admitted to stealing the backpack, but argued that since officers got it back to the victim, he couldn't be charged with robbery. Perez is currently being held without bail. Steer from the werewolf. Alright, in personal news, I've been trying to walk and work out more, and my knee is bothering the shit out of me. So I bought Modvel knee sleeve. I got this off Amazon. I've used it twice. Immediately helped. Really good. Really nice. Extremely effective, as this says right here. This is real. Not doing a bit. Honestly, feels amazing to use. My only concern is that the elastic, I don't feel like it's going to hold off or like last. I guess the elastic is not going to last. X Mortis in the chat says, "Now count. What does this help? This helps my knees. My right knee in particular always feels inflamed, and now this puts pressure otherwise and other wears on my leg. It helps me walk better, and it doesn't hurt. And you can wear it all the time, but I'm just wearing it when I go on my walks. And it comes with two. It comes in a pair, as it says right here, and in a multitude of colors. Vaudeville knee sleeve. You do have to measure yourself. I have big thighs, but I only got a large, and it's very snug and nice. Like I feel my knee right now. I'm feeling it literally right now. It feels pretty good. I'm going to keep using it. Going to keep using it. I don't. My concern, along with the elasticity, kind of becoming loose over time. I mean, if I can get a year out of it, good, right? Buy another one. But my other concern is, does this mask the problem and going to make me worse, or is it actually going to help heal a little bit? I don't know. Like, am I still just tearing up my knee, but I just can't feel it? It doesn't hurt right now, my knee, and I'm not wearing it, so that is good. Whereas, like, if I walked this morning at like 7, right? For the sleeve. Typically, after I'd be walking, um, my leg would be burning. My knee would be burning the rest of the day. So it's not burning right now. So that tells me it's good. I just hope I'm right in my assessment. Alright, from here on out, it's comic shit. If you don't give a shit about comics, you know, this is your warning. A little warning. But if you've got bad knees, try it. Try the Maudeville knee sleeve on Amazon. I like it. It's good. The Age of Apocalypse is back, folks. Marvel has officially run out of ideas. Everything's a retread of a retread of a retread. Yeah, if you got bad knees, make sure you have a little stool for Atari Summer. Because if you're going to be sucking, you should be comfy. But Count, I don't want to suck. Well, then just play Atari. I don't want to play Atari. Then leave. These are the options if you're going to hang around here for summer. Either you pick up the stick, or you pick up the dick. Golly, sheesh. Anyway, let's take a look at this. The era of Apocalypse leads the Marvel Universe into the Age of Revelation. This October, the Marvel Universe enters the Age of Revelation, a new status quo taking place 10 years. Come on, a new status quo. It's going to be like 3 months at most. Come on. Taking 10 years in the future and arising out of current developments in the X-Men titles. Every so often, a pivotal moment occurs that radically transforms the Marvel Universe, diverting its destiny towards strange timelines and dark futures. This October, in honor of the 30th anniversary of one of the greatest of those aforementioned sagas, Age of Apocalypse, behold the Age of Revelation. A startling new X-Men event that sees the world reborn in the image of the arid apocalypse, Doug Ramsey, aka Revelation. Age of Revelation takes current X-Men storytelling 10 years into the future. After being welcomed onto Cyclops' team with open arms, Revelation sets out on the impossible task that Apocalypse entrusted him with, creating a world where the fittest survived. Is Apocalypse dead? I don't think he is. He might be. He was in Krakoa. I've lost track of him. Maybe fucking Orcus or whatever killed him during that one event and never came back. He usually can't die. But let's continue reading and see. With his linguistic mutant power amplified to an astonishing new level, Doug commands Earth itself with his voice, reshaping it as a utopian haven for mutant kind. It's a mutant homeland built on an insidious lie, spreading across the planet and wiping out humanity until it becomes a mutant homeworld. X-Men in general, I've dropped reading everything except the Uncanny X-Men title and then plain X-Men title. Like, the other stuff has just not been great. And even Uncanny and regular X-Men have not been great. They started off really strong, this new series, and it's been like fizzling out. They went nowhere with any of it. Kind of a shame. The air rises. The resistance ignites. I am the sun, I am the air. X years from today, the Revelation territories stretch out from the Atlantic to Mississippi, a mutant utopia ruled by the heir of Apocalypse, but beneath the surface, rebellion brews as a ragtag X-Men team strikes from the shadows. Revelation faces threats from within. All begins here, the dawn of Age of Revelation. This week, select retailers will receive a Shadow Drop variant of the Age of Revelation, a prelude one-shot to X-Men 2024's writer Jed MacKay and superstar artist Humberto Ramos. That reveals how this new status quo came to be. Starting today, I think I did read the one X-Men issue where Revelation appeared. Okay. You want to read X-Men again? Marvel makes this hard. Polygon Line says, yes, they do. Marvel makes reading everything hard lately. I wasn't planning on covering it, but I subscribed, as in I'm getting the issues physically, the new Captain America series, but it's like, and I got the first issue. It came in the mail 2 days ago. It's good. But the new Captain America series, fuck it, let's bring up a picture of this. I don't like him being the new Apocalypse either. The new Captain America series, it's like set. Captain America just woke up, so it's like I genuinely don't know if it's meant to be a reset of the timeline or this is just going to be a series that is ambiguous. Like, it doesn't fucking matter. But it's just he woke up and he's going to go fight Doctor Doom with a ragtag team of people. Who's not a mutant? Apocalypse is a mutant. Yeah, I'm like I said, I've only read the first issue. It just came out. No, Captain America is not a mutant. He's not in Age of Apocalypse. He shouldn't be. I'm just saying I'm also reading Captain America. Because Marvel's really bad. They've been relaunching every fucking year, first off. Horrible. Horrible thing to do. There's so many trade practices that they could improve upon. Um, they need to really trim the X-Men down. I think it should just be X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, and like Wolverine. Just have 3 titles. You don't need more. They keep failing. But, as we're going to see in a second here, They're not listening to me, because look at all these titles that they're planning on doing. Come October. All these new X-Men titles. Look, I am human, and I am interested in Longshot, because I love Longshot. I do want to see what that is. Iron Frost, Iron Man, and Emma Frost are getting back together. X-23, Wolverine, she's gonna be Sabretooth. Rogue Storm, I guess that's Rogan Storm. they, he looked like a pretty gay leather daddy in the on the more recent issues of Uncanny X-Men slushy. Let me see if I can find it. It is not Iron Fist inspired. I mean, maybe it will be turned into that a little bit too. Who knows where they're going with this? Let's see if I can find that Wolverine real quick. Three to four X-Men titles would be good. Give the writers longer runs and hire editors that understand these characters. I mean, that'd be good too. I think for years now, they should be accepting open submissions, but for some reason, they don't, which I think is really dumb. Like, just fucking. If I have an X-Men idea, let me submit it. You know? Let me fucking. Let me write X-Men or something. Or at least look at it. But instead, they're like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Okay? It should be X-Men, Uncanny X-Men, Wolverine solo title, because you gotta have a Wolverine solo title, and maybe X-Force, or some other, whatever one you're gonna try out to see if it sticks. Here you go, Slushy. He looked like this in a few recent issues of X-Men. Uncanny X-Men. Sorry. No, well, I mean, submissions as in, like, you hire me. Not, like, submissions and you use that as an inspiration. Submissions as in, you fucking hire me. I send in my pitch. You hire me. I get what you're saying, though. Like, if I were to pitch it and they don't accept me, but then someone else writes the same thing, but that shit's probably happening anyway. You miss me? I'm right here. What do you mean? Like, this is too much. Although I assume shit like X Avengers and Iron Frost is going to be like the Iron Man title and Spider Man and regular Avengers titles just like corrupted for a few months as this goes on. Same with Deadpool. Um, this is probably regular X Men and then Uncanny X Men. Maybe Binary's Captain Marvel. I don't know what Sinister Six is. Like Mr. Sinister, sure, but I don't know what that is corrupting. I don't know what Longshots is replacing. I hope it's not the Dazzler writer, because the Dazzler mini was terrible. I did buy it all, by the way, and one of the variants. So I bought 5 issues of that fucking garbage. I like Dazzler. I want to support the character, but the story was horrendous. It was really, really bad. Yeah, I guess Uncanny X Men, regular X Men, Wolverine, and New Mutants would be good. People love those New Mutants. Okay, so that's the rant. That's the rant about X Men. Cause I don't know the new issues. The Leather Daddy stuff was good, but that arc just ended, and they started a new arc where it's like a mutant slash. There's a slasher movie being made and is out in theaters within the world of the X Men, and the slasher within the movie is a mutant, and they're all upset because it's like spreading mutant hate. And then they go and confront the slasher, the actress that plays the slasher, and the actress is like evil and attacks them, and it's really stupid. And apparently, it's just not a one-off. It's going to continue. See if I can fucking show this shit off. I should have this prepared. I didn't think I was going to talk about this, but here we are. Just pulling it right off a Read comic. All right, folks. So this is an actress that plays a slasher in a movie. It's probably some other character in disguise we don't know yet. They go and confront her for being a bigot or some shit. Then the other X-Men arrive. Wolverine threatens her. And then that's it. But it's going to like this could be a fine single fucking issue, but it seems like it's going to continue, which is really dumb. I think that for an idea of an arc, like, well, why? It's not an arc. This does not have legs. She's not done slashing. Yeah, I know, Polygon. They could be doing a lot more, but we could just do Age of Apocalypse again. Just do Age of Apocalypse again. Just do another event. You gotta have another event. Gotta have another big event. If I was an editor at Marvel, especially for X-Men, no more tie-ins. I would promise if you were to subscribe and go to your local comic shop or subscribe through the app or get print distribution like I do, at least 2 years, 24 issues of no tie-ins or crossovers that you would have to buy another fucking comic to read. You could just read the one comic. But that would probably not improve sales because in their minds, I think that it would. Alright, anyway, here we are. Strange Tales, 1987. Yeah, I mean, make big events every couple years. Also, make them their own title. And don't do tie-ins for that either. Just you buy the big event comic as a miniseries. Do that. I read through Strange Tales 1987 a few weeks ago, and I can't stop thinking about it. So I thought I'd talk about it. I'm not going to read what's going on in these panels. I'm just going to sort of discuss what it is. If you don't know what Strange Tales is, it's Doctor Strange. He was actually the backup story for a Cloak and Dagger series. But Doctor Strange in the series dabbles into black magic, and he just starts killing people and going on a killing spree, sort of, and he can't stop killing. And the Eye of Agamotto abandons him, and he gets sort of eviler and eviler, and it's pretty sick in a good way, and I really like it. And he's not edgy, he's more moody. He's like mopey. He's like, I'm becoming more and more evil. But then he doubles down on it. Like, he kills this guy who is threatening him. Oh, Rintra's here, by the way. The Minotaur, the green Minotaur. I think he's green. I don't know colors. He's crying. He's fucking bawling his eyes out because he just killed a guy. It's good. It's really good. It's 19 issues. You can. There's a trade of this that came out in 2011 that is available online. Then he kills like this innocent guy person. He sacrifices this innocent person. He blows them up. This is another issue. He's hanging out with this guy who's like pure evil, but is willing to teach Doctor Strange how to be evil. The Ancient One is dead. Doctor Strange killed the Ancient One, by the way. Which I can't recall if that happened here. I know because I was reading older Doctor Strange even than this, but I think he killed the Ancient One before the events of this series takes place, so it doesn't happen in this series. Which is why when he says I killed my first man there, I think that's wrong. He needs his coffee. He loses a fucking eye. And then he wears like an eye patch the rest of the series. It's fucking cool. It's great. He's getting eviler and eviler. Uh, so this is what I think is really interesting too. This guy's eye patch going on. Look at him. So he's going to confront a certain green tentacled monster whose name is in limbo. But this guy is apparently Arioch from the Elric stories, like the Lord of Chaos. They don't say his name. I'm gonna get to this. Don't worry. But Doctor Strange goes to the planet where Shuma is. Uh, and fucking Arioch is here. He just pops up. Doesn't say a name or nothing. He's in a few pages. They kind of have a little fight. Just kind of showing it off. They banter a little bit. Then Doctor Strange like fucking absorbs him, becomes one with Arioch, the Lord of Chaos, then becomes blind. He steals his hair. Still has the eye patch. He looks like this for a while too. I don't think I have any more pictures of it ready, but uh, steals his hair, merges with them, and then they go and fight Shuma. But it's like meant to be the same Arioch from what I'm about to get to. Now this is the Marvel version of Elric. And then this is what Arioch looks like in the Marvel version of Elric. This blob. Right? But then like the Marvel wiki, I've looked I was just googling in general like the Doctor Strange Arioch, and people seem convinced that it's the same one. I don't know. I guess why wouldn't it be if he's meant to be a Lord of Chaos too? But it seems like such a weird fucking connection. Maybe Marvel back in the 80s still had the rights to it. Because if you look here, Strange Tales was 87. They had him appear in 80. Maybe they just were using the name and they thought it would be a cool tie-in. I'm not sure. I just think it's really weird that you have this character tied to Elric. Elric's like patron god. He appears on 4 pages and merges with Doctor Strange. Like that's it. Like you don't get his name or nothing. I don't even know how they know that it's like where that comes from. Is this the source that's Marvel Zombies: The Book of Angels that they talk about him? I don't know. I can't seem to find how he was actually fucking named because they just cite Strange Tales. But that's it. That's all the news I have. This is just like a really baffling connection to me because I'm rereading Elric. Um, about to get into the Elric I haven't read. But I kind of got distracted because I'm reading Moon Knight from the start, so I'm a little distracted by Moon Knight right now. I'll get back to Elric. That's it. That's the news. Thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun. Um, any orders of business? The All Star games tonight. I don't know if I'll watch it. Maybe. Maybe I'll have it open in a window. I haven't really watched any movies. I have I have K-pop Demon Hunters downloaded in case we want to watch it, but I haven't watched it yet. That's it. That's all I got. I hope you all have a great week and a great day and a great summer. Hopefully, I get one of these out in August too. That'd be nice. Little, little summer of dog hole news. That's it. As always, I never know any of these things, so I'm just gonna say goodbye. Thank you for joining me live, or to Slushy and Polygon Lion. That's it.